which is we are going to use in mostly in case of like solving questions also. So first we start with a mixture thing. So let's think about it. Like I'm giving you one example. So the example is, let's say there is steel 1. Like this is steel 1, let's say. In steel 1, the ratio of iron is to nickel is, let's say, 3:2. In steel 2, let's say the ratio of iron, this is called an alloy. Steel is basically an alloy. And the ratio of iron is to nickel is, let's say, 4:1. So one is steel 1, one is steel 2. Fair enough? Now let's say I mix steel 1 and steel 2 in the ratio 7:3 to form another steel which is S3. Now the question is, in S3, what is the ratio of iron is to nickel? That is the lesser question. So I'm just giving you the basic understanding of mixture, right? So what is given in steel 1, iron is to nickel is 3:2. In steel 2, iron is to nickel is 4:1. In steel 3, it is steel 3 basically being created by mixing two steels, steel 1 and steel 2, in the ratio 7:3. Now you need to find in S3 what is the ratio of iron to nickel. Like this is, let's say, the first basic question. Like this question we need a lot of understanding. So I'll solve this question in so many ways, in too many ways, so that you understand like what exactly I'm basically going to use here. So all of you guys, please check how we are solving this type of questions. Now there are first method, which is I call it like the basic method. So learn all the methods very well, because these methods are going to be very useful while solving. So I'll use all the methods first. Now think about it and please pay attention. I'll take it easy, I'll take it slow, and attention. What you need to provide is attention, that's it. So in attention, like let's say S1 I'm having 7 part, and S1 is 7 part, and S2 is, let's say, I'm having 3 parts, right? So S1 I'm taking 7 parts, S2 I'm taking 3 parts. Now think about in S1, what is the amount of iron? Amount of iron in S1 kitna hoga? If it is 7 part, so in 7 part the amount of iron should be 7 into 3 upon 3 plus 2. That is the amount of iron in 7 part, in S1. So in S1, the amount of iron will be 7 into 3 upon 3 plus 2. Am I clear? In the next case, in S1, what is the amount of nickel? The amount of nickel will be 7 into 2 upon 3 plus 2. Fair? This is the amount of nickel in S1. Similarly, in S2, we have also 2 part. The part of iron is 3 into 4 upon 5. Why 4 upon 5? Because this is 4:1. Am I clear? So if it is 4:1, so the amount of iron will be 4 upon 5, and amount of nickel will be 3 into 1 upon 5. Is it fine, all of you? So this is coming from ratio. So this thing is coming from ratio, because if it is 4:1, so if it is 3:1, the proportion of iron is 3 upon 3 plus 2. The proportion of nickel is 2 upon 3 plus 2. So if you have a little bit problem in this thing, so please go through the ratio part, because this is what I'm coming from, what I'm using this thing from ratio only. Now if I make it like what is the ratio of in S3, so in S3, basically in S3, this is the ratio of S1 and S2, 7 part and 3 part. Now if I need to find what's the total amount of iron, so total amount of iron is nothing but 7 into 3 upon 2. Am I clear? 7 into 3 upon 5. And total amount of iron in S2 is nothing but 3 into 4 upon 5. This is 5. So this is the total amount of iron. So what is the total amount of nickel? The total amount of nickel is 7 into 2 upon 5 plus 3 into 1 upon 5. Now if you do the ratio, you will get exactly what is the ratio of iron to nickel. If you divide it, you'll get the ratio of iron to nickel. So what is your answer? Your answer is 7 3 is 21 and 3 4 is 12. So 21 plus 12 is 33 and this is 17. So that is your answer. That iron is to nickel is 33 upon 17. It is lagging. Okay, if it is lagging, I'm just giving you one example like what I have done. So first I have taken S3, its S1 is 7 part, S2 is 3 part. So understand, if S1 is 7 part, so what is the proportion of iron? 3 by 5, the proportion of nickel is 2 by 5. Am I clear? I'm giving you another example, because why is 7 and 3? The 7 and 3 comes from here. The ratio is 7:3, so I'm taking S1 7 part and S2 3 parts. Please understand it carefully. The ratio is 7:3, so I'm taking S1 7 part, I'm taking S2 3 parts. Clear? Clear? 3 part and 2 part. Perfect. Sorry, 7 parts and 3 parts. So as because this is the ratio, so I have taken S1 7 part and S2 3 parts. Am I clear? Next, in 7 parts, so what is the proportion of iron? That is 3 upon 5. Proportion of nickel is 2 upon 5. So proportion of iron, if it's 3 upon 5, so in 7 unit, what is the amount of iron? 7 into 3 by 3 plus 2. Clear? And it comes from ratio. And in this 7 unit, what is the amount of nickel? That is 7 into 2 upon 3 plus 2, because the ratio is 3:2. Similarly, in 3 units, what is the amount of iron? Because 3 into, the ratio is 4:1, so the amount of iron should be 3 into 4 by 4 plus 1. So which is same as 3 into 4 upon 5. Similarly, the amount of nickel will be 3 into 1 upon 4 plus 1. Am I clear? So this is 3 into 1 upon 5. Yes, perfect. Very nice. So that is 3 units and that is 7 units. Now what is the total amount of iron? This is iron and this is iron. This is the total amount of iron, this portion and this portion. So I have added it. 7 into 3 upon 5 plus 3 into 4 upon 5. That is the total amount of iron. Clear? Total amount of nickel, that is 7 into 2 upon 5, 7 into 2 upon 5 plus 3 into 1 upon 5 plus 3 into 1 upon 5. Now if you do this division, you'll get your answer 33 upon 17. I hope I make this thing clear. Everyone, please understand properly. So next is what I need to discuss. Like this is the only way. No, this is not the only way. So what is the method 2? So this one is method 1. I have written it. This is method 1. So what about method 2? In method 2, what we are going to do, now if iron is to nickel is 3:2, what is the percentage of iron? If iron is to nickel is 3:2, what is the percentage of iron? The percentage of iron is basically 3 upon 3 plus 2 into 100, which is 60%, right? So in S1, the percentage of iron is 60%. Fair enough? That is iron. That is percentage of iron in S1. In where? S1. Just take iron. I'm just taking iron only. Clear? Similarly, iron is 60%. Similarly, in case 2, the iron of S2. So S2 is how much? That S2 is 4 upon 4 plus 1 into 100, which is 80%. Am I clear? So in S1, the iron is 60%. In S2, the iron is 80%. Fair? So by mixture and malligation method, I can use 60 and 80. And I also know the ratio. What is the ratio of S1 and S3? That is 7:3. That is 7:3. Can I find the average? Yes, I can find the average, if you remember. So 60%. So I'm only taking about iron. Remember, I'm taking iron as fixed thing. So I can take this question by taking iron as fixed, taking nickel as fixed. Both are fine. So in this case, I'm just taking iron as fixed. So 60 is there and 80 is there, and the ratio is basically 7:3. Now my question is, what is the average? So I have told you how to find the average. First, the smaller average 60, plus then the difference of 60 and 80, which is 20. Then the proportion of the smaller thing, the proportion of the dearer thing. This is dearer, this is cheaper. The proportion of dearer things. What is the proportion of dearer thing? It's 3 upon 7 plus 3. So your answer is 6. That is 20, like 6. So which is 66. So I can say in S3, iron is what? 66%. So if iron is 66%, what is nickel? The remaining, that is 100 minus 66, which is 34%. So if iron is 66% and nickel is 34%, what is the ratio of iron to nickel? The answer is 66 is to 34, so which is 33 is to 70. Am I clear, all of you? 66, I have given you this thing in the previous class also. Please understand. Previous class, this is like the smaller average. I have written it down also. Smaller average. This is difference. And this is dearest proportion. This is a shortcut to find this. So smaller average is 60. What is the difference between 60 and 80? That is 20. And what is the proportion of dearer one? That is 3 upon 7 plus 3. So which is 66. That's how I can find 66. And if you think this shortcut is difficult for you, just do like this. 60 into 7 plus 80 into 3 upon 7 plus 3. In this way also you can find your answer 66. So this is a much more bigger calculation. This is smaller calculation. That is the difference only. 66 is to 34. It is 34. It's not 33. It's 34. 100 minus 60 is 34. It is, the dearer means like the higher quantity, like higher valued quantity, and the cheaper means that like the cheap quantity. So cheap is, cheaper one is cheap quantity and dearer one is higher quantity. Right wala nahi dikh raha hai. Okay, I'm just write it down here also. So if right wala nahi dikh raha hai, so this is what I done. You can do it directly also. 60 into 7 plus 80 into 3 upon 7 plus 3. So if you can do it directly also, you'll get the same answer, which is 66. By mixed weighted average method. Question I have already repeated. The question is basically S1 has iron nickel 3:2, S2 is iron nickel 4:1, S3 is another thing, S3 is another alloy. I am finding like mixing S1 and S2 in the ratio 7:3. You need to find in S3 what is the ratio of iron to nickel. I hope this is all of you guys have understood this, right? Now, if you have understood this, now I'm giving you another way of solving this type of question. So please pay proper attention. So I'm showing you how you can solve this type of questions in how many ways. So one method I'm erasing, another I'm doing it. So please check this once clearly. Now, like a lot of people have said, like please take it by using nickel also. So in case of nickel, in S1, what is like in S1, what is the amount of nickel? In S1, nickel is how much? If iron is 60%, then nickel is 40%. In S2, what is the amount of nickel? If iron is 80%, nickel is 20%. Yes? Now what is the ratio? 7:3. Now what is the average? The middle one 20, and the difference is plus 20, and into the, what do I need to do? I need to do like the dearer one's proportion. So this one's proportion into 7 upon 7 plus 3. So you will get directly the nickel amount is 34%. It's as simple as this. And this is the logic. I have used the logic. I have given you the logic. This is like coming from the previous class, arithmetic. Please go through Vidhan with the previous class. So the logic is basically this. Like you see, first you need to write the cheaper one. 20 is the cheaper value, this value. This 20 is the difference, 20. And the proportion is of the dearer ones. So this is proportion is 7/10. That is 34%. We have already done in the previous class the same thing. Yes, we can do it even like by the total volume also we can do it. So please understand all the methods. No, not new question. Plus, please understand like how we can solve this type of questions all of this way. Okay. So please take it easy. Please like do understand these things. That's why I'm taking things with taking time with these things. So this way you can solve this type of questions. And please understand there is another way you can solve this question which is also very simple. And please understand it also. And I'm giving you all these methods because in exam you might need one kind of method or two kinds of methods, right? So now I'm giving you like one ultimate method also. So I'm just giving you 4 methods just to make sure you understand all types of methods, right? Now next is like what is the sum of 3 plus 2? Now understand like this is the shortcut, okay? This is also the shortcut. That is 5, that is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5 and 4 plus 1 is 5. Clear? 3 plus 2 is 5 and 4 plus 1 is 5. So both is 5. So if both is 5, so in case of 7:3, I can write the S1 is 7 into 5, that is 35 units, and S2 I can take 3 into 5 because 15 units. Why I'm taking this 35 and 15? Just to make sure the calculation is easier. The calculation is easier. I have told you how I wrote 40%. अगर 60% iron है तो बाकी क्या होगा? Nickel होगा. तो what is 100 minus 60? 40. अगर 80% iron है तो बाकी क्या होगा? Nickel होगा. 100 minus 80 is 20. Please pay my attention to my words. That is important. Like it's very important. So it is 5. So I just multiplied 5 with 7. I multiplied 5 with 3. So I can say S1 is 35 units and S2 is 15 units. Am I clear? So why I multiply? Because I just need to reduce the fraction. So the total sum is 5 in both cases. What I did, I just multiplied with 7:3. Now understand it clearly. So in S1, what is the ratio of iron is to nickel? That is 3:2. And what is the total unit? 35. So in 35, what is the amount of iron? The amount of iron has to be 35 into 3/5, which is basically 21. And amount of nickel has to be 35 into 2/5, which is basically 14. Similarly, in case of 15, which is S2, what is the ratio? The ratio is 4:1. So the amount of iron has to be 15 into 4/5, which is basically 12, and the amount of nickel has to be 15 into 1/5, which is basically 3. So what is the total amount of iron? That is 21 and 12. The total amount of iron is 33, and total amount of nickel is 14 plus 3. The total amount of nickel is 17, and hence you get your answer also. This is the fastest method to solve this question. Am I clear? So all these ways you can solve this question. So I have given you 4 methods to solve this one particular question. Method 3 I have taken as nickel. Method 3 I am explaining. So what is it? I have taken the total as 5, because 3 plus 2 is how much? 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I multiply this 5 with all these numbers. Like 5, I am taking 5 because 5 can be divided between 3 and 2. I am repeating it again. All of you, please pay attention. So 5 is there. So 5 easily can be divided into 3:2 and 4:1. That's why I have taken 5. If it is 5 and 6, then I would have taken the LCM of 5 and 6. As because 5 LCM is 5 itself, so I have taken 5. Clear? That's what I'm saying. If the sum of S1 and S2 is different, I have taken the LCM of it. If it is 5 and 6, I would have taken 5, 6 LCM. That is 30. If it is different, if it is let's say S2 is let's say 8, then I would have taken 5, 8 LCM, 40. And please take the screenshot also. So if I take 5, then multiply 5 with 7. What is it? 35. Multiply 5 with 3, that is 15. So take S1, 35 unit, and S2, 15 units. So in 35 units, amount of iron is how much? 35 into 3/5, which is 21. Amount of nickel is 35 into 2/5, which is 14. Similarly, in 15 unit, which is S2, the amount of iron is 15 into 4/5, which is 12. The amount of nickel is 15 into 1/5, that is 3. So what is the total amount of iron? That is 21 plus 12. How much? 33. What is the total amount of nickel? 14 plus 3, 17. This is the fastest method to solve this question. Trust me in this. Is it clear, all of you? Everyone. I have given you time just to make sure you understand. If the sums are different, do take the LCM of the sums. Do take the LCM. Narasimha Reddy, if the sum is different, take the LCM. If it is, let's say in this case, if the sum had been 5 and 8, then I would have taken the multiplication factor, 5 8 LCM, which is 40. Then I would have multiplied 40 into 7, 40 into 3. It's as simple as this. Take LCM. All of you, is it clear? Is it clear? All of you guys, I hope I have made you understood like how important is methods. So whenever I'm trying to take this class, the major understanding is you should understand like the methods of solving these questions also, which is very, very important. Right? Clear? So let's go for the next one. The next one, I am just take a screenshot if you want to take a screenshot. I'm giving you like 1-2 seconds. Like take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. We have a lot of things to do. You understand? Like we cannot do one question with so much time. So I'm giving you as much time as possible, but please take a screenshot as well. So let's go for the next one. The next one, I just changed this question, right? Now see how I change this question. Let's say the same thing is there. S1, the ratio of iron is to nickel is let's say 3:2. And the S2, the ratio of iron is to nickel is again 4:1. I'm not changing the data because this data is like already used, so it is easy for you. So in S3, I have mixed S1 in S2 in such a ratio so that in S3, the ratio of iron is to nickel is 13:7. Now you need to find what is the ratio of S1 is to S2. So I have made you understood this question. So S1 is there, S2 is there. In S3, so I have mixed S1 in S2 in such a way so that in S3, the ratio of iron and nickel is 13:7. What I need to find? The ratio of S1 and S2. That I need to find. Am I clear? Just the opposite one. Just the opposite one. Whatever method you want, you can take this method, that is fine. I'm showing all the methods because in some question, this one method is helpful, in other question, the other method is helpful. So please understand, like the methods are also very important. So how to solve this question? When the iron is to nickel is given, what I need to find? I just need to find the ratio of S1 and S2. Now see clearly how I'm doing it. So first just take the iron percentage. What I'm taking? Only iron percentage. So in this case, what is the iron percentage? That is 3/5 into 100, which is 60%. In this case, what is iron percentage? That is 80%. I hope you remember from the previous question. Still I am writing it. That is 4/4 plus 1 into 100. And in this case, what is the iron percentage? That is 13/13 plus 7 into 100, which is 65%. Am I clear? So the iron percentage is 60%, 80%, and 65%. Is it fine? Perfect. Now just take like this, 60%, 80%, and what is the average? 65%. So I'm just taking the iron percentage, only the iron percentage. Now use the mixed selection method. This is 15, this is 5. So what is your answer? 3:1. This is the simplest way to solve this question. Am I clear? All of you. Is it fine? Is it perfect? Everyone? Clear? 3:1. So what I did is nothing. I just did iron percentage is 60, iron percentage is 80, iron percentage is 65. So 60 and 80 is there, average is 65. Now find the ratio by using mixed allegation method. So 80 minus 65. So it is like 80 minus 65 is 15, and 65 minus 60 is 5. So this is the mixed allegation method. So what is the ratio? That is 3:1. Because 15:5 is same as 3:1. Now there is one thing you have to understand here. If 3:2 is very easy to convert into what? Percentage, right? If it is like something like 7 into 12, which is not very easy, S3 is the average over here, yes. Now, which is like this, 7:12, which is not very easy to convert into percentage. In that case, what we do like in this question, we do the same way in taking proportion also. Like 3/5, and this is 4/5, and what is it? 13/20. Now, if you do this also, you'll get the same answer. So it is not necessary you have to convert it into percentage. You have to convert it into percentage. What you can do it by proportion also. Because in this case, the proportion of iron is 3/5. In this case, the proportion is 4/5. And in this case, the proportion of iron is 13 plus 7, which is 13/20. So taking all these things also, you can find the answer. It will be same. It will be same. Am I clear? Percentage is easier, but remember, Aditya, the problem with percentage, how can you convert 7:12 into percentage? You understand, it is more difficult. How can you convert 11 is to, let's say, 13%? In this case, what you need to do? You need to do 11/43. That's it. So remember, this is also very important. Ratio will work then, yes. So whenever the percentage, it is difficult to change in percentage. In that case, take the proportion only. Only take the proportion, because proportion is absolute. Percentage you can take with the question, depending on the values. But in case of proportion, what you can do? You can do proportion in every case. Like 11:30, 7:12. Every cases you can take the proportion. I hope you have understood this. Because remember, all of these things, what we are doing, we are coming from the second class of arithmetic, that is average. So we are taking from that one. Am I clear? Yes, we can solve using nickel ratio, Farhan, and that you need to do it at your home, because it is the same thing in case of nickel also. For nickel, what we need to do, this is 60%, it will become 40%, and this is 20%, and this is 35%. So if 60% is iron, 40% is nickel. If 80% is iron, 20% is nickel. If 65% is iron, 35 is nickel. Now do the same thing, 15, do the same thing, 5, again your ratio is 3:1. If you're taking it as nickel. Yes, we can do it by multiplication by 5 also, but that is not required. That is fine. That is fine. Saloni, I'm explaining it like last time. So the question was in S1, iron is to nickel is given. S2, iron is to nickel is given. S3, you have mixed S1 and S2 in such a way so that iron is to nickel becomes 13:7. We need to find this. What is S1 is to S2? That is our question. Clear? In that case, what we can do? So what we have converted, I have converted in iron percentage. So 3/5 is 60%, 4/5 is 80%, and 13/20 is 65%. All of these things coming from ratio and proportion. Clear? Clear? Next, yes. Now if you have this thing, so this is 60, 80, and the average is 65. By the mixed addition method, 80 minus 65 is 15, 65 minus 60 is 5. So what is the ratio? 3:1. That's it. So let's go for the next one. So I'm giving you a very brief, comprehensive idea about this. Those people who are not comfortable yet, I'm asking you guys to do ratio very well, because all of these things I'm using the concept of ratio as well and the concept of average as well. Do not skip ratio and average, because ratio average is the building block for entire arithmetic. You have to do very good in ratio and average, please. So guys, if you are facing difficulties in understanding some of these things, please go through it, and please go through this class again just to make sure like you understand all the methods. So next, let's do the next. And the question is on your screen. Now we'll do questions based on mixture allegation. Guys, it's on your screen. Two alloys containing copper and iron in the ratio 7:5 and 5:3 are melted in equal quantities. Find the ratio of iron and copper in the resultant mixture and resulting alloy. If the streaming is problem, I think it's problem with your Nishit, with your connection. The rest people are like fine with the streaming, I guess. Because I don't think like it's lagging here. So please do solve this question. Then we'll discuss like how we can solve this type of questions. So how to solve this type of question? So let's see. Now think about it, like two alloys containing copper and iron. So I'm writing copper and iron. So in the first case, it is 7:5. In the second, that is like alloy 1. In alloy 2, the copper is to iron is 5:3. So if I do the sum, if I add it, it will become 12, it will become 8. See, now the LCM is, now the number is not same. So what I need to do, I need to take the LCM of 12 and 8, which is 24. What is the LCM of 12 and 8, which is 24? So 24 is nothing but LCM. You understand? So first I do 7 plus 5, 12. Next 5 plus 3, 8. So next I do 12 and 8 LCM 24. And as because it is said are in equal quantities, that means 24 unit A1, 24 unit A2. Clear? So in 24 units, what is the amount of copper? What is the amount of copper? The amount of copper is nothing but 24 into 7/7 plus 5, which is basically 14. That is the amount of copper. And amount of iron has to be 24 minus 14, the remaining, which is 10. Similarly, in this 24, the amount of copper is 24 into 5 by 5 plus 3. So this is 3, that is 15. And so the iron has to be 24 minus 15, which is 9. Now, if you add this thing, what is the amount of copper? 14 plus 15. So the amount of copper is basically 29. And what is the amount of iron? That is 10 plus 9, which is 19. So what is your answer? 29:19. As simple as this. Am I clear, all of you? So this is the easiest way to solve this type of question. Trust me on this. Because take 24 and 24 units. And you can add it also, that is also perfect. That takes like, I try to avoid always the fraction. Yes, the answer is, okay, whatever it is, like ratio of iron and copper, yes. So just take it like copper and iron. Let's change the question. Copper and iron, yes. The answer is 29:19. Yes. It's 29:19, bro. This is 19, this is 29. So the ratio is 29:19. Yes, if I change the question, it is like, yes, it's copper is to iron is 29:19. Yes, you're right. Perfect, all of you, it's clear, everyone? Perfect, perfect. Yes, it's great, like you have checked this thing. I have not seen this thing. So let's go for the next one. What about this question? This is not 24/14. So 24 minus 14, I'm sorry, I'm just giving you, because if 24 is the total, so total amount is 24, out of which 14 is copper. So the remaining has to be iron. That's why it is 24 minus 14. So let's say मेरे पास total 24 यूनिट है, उसके अंदर 14 कॉपर है, तो बाकी क्या होगा? आयरन ही होगा ना, because कॉपर आयरन छूता कुछ है ही नहीं. So it is 24 minus 14 is 10. That's why it is 24 minus 14. Shruti. I hope I have made you understand, Shruti. Shruti Khair. So total amount is 24, copper is 14. Guys, Tanish, I want to give you 5 minutes, but the problem is if I start giving you 5 minutes, then we cannot complete as many questions as possible. So I can give you around 1 to 1.5 minutes to solve this type of questions. Then we can go forward. The problem is if I'm start giving like 5 minutes, the problem what happens, like we cannot cover whatever the thing we have to cover, right? So this thing is not like, it's about like I can give you 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, then we can go about this. Yes. So just read the question first. Ratio of milk and water in two solutions are 2:3 and 3:2 respectively. Content of these two solutions are mixed in the ratio 1:4. Find the ratio of milk and water in the resultant solution. The same kind of question we have solved right now. So first just think about it now. In the first milk, like milk 1, what is the ratio? That is 2:3, right? In 2:3, like the milk 1, the ratio of milk, it's milk solution. So this is milk to water, 2:3. So what is like the percentage of milk? That is 2 upon 2 plus 3 into 100, which is basically 40%. Clear? In second case is milk 2, that is milk is to water is in the ratio 3:2. So the percentage is 3 upon 2 plus 3 into 100, which is basically 60%. So I'm just taking about the milk. So the proportion of milk or the percentage of milk. So 40 and 60 are given. And what is the ratio? The ratio is 1:4. So what is the average? That is 40 plus the difference, that is 20, into the dearest proportion, that is 4 upon 1 plus 4. So which is 4 upon 5, that is 20, that is 56. So that's 56% milk is in the average. So if milk is 56, if milk is 56%, so water has to be 100 minus 56%, which is 44%. So what is your answer? That is 56 is to 44. So your answer is 14 is to 11. I hope I have made you understood. So you can solve this question, yes, in the third method also. You can say this thing as like this 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5. So take the first one as 5 unit, take the second one is 20 unit, because the ratio is 1:4. So in 5 you can also do like that is 2 unit, 3 unit, that is milk, that is water. In 20 also you can do, that is 20 into let's say 3 upon 5 and 20 into 2 upon 5. So this is 12 and that is 8. So now you can add all these things and you can also find your answer. So 2 plus 12 is 14 and 3 plus 8 is 11. So you can, this way also you can solve this question. So taken 5 and 20, you can also solve this question. So I'm solving this question in 2 methods. So I can use this thing. Yes, this is the allegation method, what I have done. This is the allegation method. This is 56%. And this is like the shorter method, even more. Like I've taken 5 and 5, so taken 5 and 20 and just divided into milk and water. We can solve this with allegation method also. So any method you are doing, like right now, what I'm trying to say, like do whatever method you want to do, but just do it fast. Please summarize the first method. I'm giving you another, like last time, the summarization. That is 40% in milk 1. In the first solution, the milk percentage is 40%, because 2 by 5 into 100. In the second solution, the milk percentage is 3 upon 5 into 100, which is 60%. And I know that this is 40 and this is 60, and the ratio is 1:4. So how I do the average, that is 40 is the smaller quantity, plus the difference 20, plus the dearer one's proportion, that is 4 upon 5, which is 56%. If this thing thinks it's difficult for you, you can use this also. That is 40 into 1 plus 60 into 4 upon 1 plus 4. This is like the method of weighted average. You can do this as well. Yes, you can use the cheaper and 5 and 20. So the 5 and 20, because you remember the method, right? So what is the thing? This 2 and 3 is 5 and 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5 into 1, this is 1, right? So 5 into 1 is 5 and this is 4. That is 5 into 4 is 20. Similarly, I use the same thing, no? That is 12 and it is 24. So what I did, 24 and 24, because it is 1:1. And for this is like, this is 20 because 5 into 1 is 5 and 5 into 4 is 20. That's why it is 5 and 20. Because the ratio is 1:4. I hope I make you understood, Anshika Paul. The ratio is 1:4, so the total is 5. So in one case it has to be 5 into 1, another case it has to be 5 into 4. I'm just multiplying with the ratio. Got it, all of you? Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let's go for the next one. You can solve this question with allegation. I'm not doing all the ways because these two are like the general ways to solve this question. So please focus on this and please iQuanta, if like these guys are asking for another method, please help with them. So we'll go for the next question. Read this question carefully. It's a very good question. It's a PYQ. If the average is given, you can use the allegation method directly. If the average is not given, you have to use the reverse allegation method, which I have done in the previous question. If the average is given, you can directly use the ratio. To find ratio, you can use directly allegation. If the ratio is given, to find the average, you can do the reverse of the allegation method. Yes, the first method is reverse of allegation. Yes, it's not directly the allegation method, it's the reverse of the allegation. So guys, this question, PYQ, all of you, I'm giving you 2 minutes. This is a good question. So I'm giving you 2 minutes to solve this question. यहाँ पे सीपी का उतना कोई काम नहीं है, चाहे तुम सीपी का फुल फॉर्म कॉस्ट प्राइस बोलो या कनॉट प्लेस बोलो, दोनों का कोई काम नहीं है. Sorry for my lame joke as well. Already. Basic, इसके बाद shortcut. So please give it proper attention. ठीक है? So let's say this one is 80 liter. First I'm making you understand what is the question, the meaning of the question. This is 120 liter. तो ये पूरा भरा हुआ है. Let's say. This is also like this. Now what is said, like 1 and Jar 2 is 120. The cost of these two alcohol is different, or liquor, the same thing, like the two liquor is different. So I have removed X quantity from here, I have removed X quantity from here. It's like this, I am removing X quantity from here, I am removing X quantity from here. And then mix this X quantity to this, so then adding this to here and adding this to here. Am I clear? So in the same time, I am removing X quantity from here, I am removing from X quantity from here, then mix this X quantity to this jar and mixing this X quantity to this jar, so that the price per liter is same. That means इस bottle का price per liter and इस bottle का price per liter will be same. The price per liter are same in both cases. Am I clear? And what is the meaning of average price? That is the meaning of price per liter is same. Now when the price per liter is same, when is jar, this is jar 1, this is jar 2. Jar 1 and jar 2 has the same price per liter, when in jar 1 the liquor 1 is to liquor 2 is same as in jar 2 the liquor 1 is to liquor 2. Yes or no? इतना समझ आया? Everyone, please understand this thing. If I'm saying in jar price per liter in jar 1 and jar 2 is same, that means in jar 1 the ratio of liquor 1 to liquor 2 is same as in jar 2 the ratio of liquor 1 to liquor 2. Yes or no? इतना समझ आया पहले. First understand the concept. Like the concept is important. All of you clear? Because if the ratio is same, then the price has to be same. Yes or no? Because I'm not saying about the total price of 120 liter. I'm talking about the price of per liter. Per liter. So one has said no, I guess. So please understand, if the ratio is same, let's say you have two quantities, different quantities, but the ratio is same in this is also 3:2 and another was also 3:2. Then the price per liter or price per kg has to be same. Udit, what is the problem? Where is the problem? Why are you not understanding? Let's just understand one thing. Let's say I have 100 liters of jar, and from that I have taken 10 liters of jar. But in each case, the price per liter will be the same. Na? That's why they are same things, right? Am I clear? Otherwise, there is no way you can make it same. So I just give you the one concept. So what I have given, it is X liter is getting here, X liter is getting here, and the price per liter for jar 1 is same as jar 2. So it is only possible if the ratio of liquor 1 to liquor 2, and in this case also liquor 1, liquor 2 is same. If the ratio is different, then the price is different. सोचो 90% अल्कोहल का जितना प्राइस होगा 70% अल्कोहल का उतना प्राइस होगा नहीं होगा. Perfect. So step one by one. So first I have made you clear logically. So logically you guys are same. Like you are clear. You are same now. It's not before and after. It's like mixing together. Like it's like mixing together. I'm not saying jar 1 jar 2 same. I am saying the ratio of the product has to be same to make it equal. They are mixing at the same time. I have removed X. Then I replace it here. Then I replace this amount here. It's the same simultaneously. This is happening. Not one after another. First thing you need to understand. And I'm not saying the total price is same. I'm saying price per liter is same. I'm not saying total price is same. It is impossible. It is 120 liters, 80 liters. But I'm saying the proportion. If the proportion is not same, then the price won't be same. Think about it. If there is two milk solution, एक में 3:2 है और एक milk में 4:1 है, तो do the price of this thing, milk is to water, though the price is same? No, the price is not same. And it is already said like the average cost price of each liter is same. अगर average cost price of each liter is same, उसका मतलब उसका proportion same होना चाहिए. The proportion has to be same. Am I clear? Do you understand this thing? This is just logic, just basic logic. Because average is given, average price is same, so the ratio has to be same. Clear, all of you? So the ratio has to be same. So like think about that. This is the numerical example. Like this is 3:2 and this is 4:1. And let's say I know like milk comes costly and water comes free. So these two things cannot be same per liter, because in this case the milk is more. In this case the milk is less. So in this case it cannot be same. Clear? Now going for the next one, right? So the next one, how I solve it. So first I understand the concept. Next I will going to solve this question. Now how I am solving this question, and this is a very important question. Trust me, all of this very important question. So whenever I'm removing X liters, so initially this is 80 minus X. 80 minus X will be liquor 1. Yes or no? In jar 1, 80 minus X will be liquor 1. So in jar 1, what is the amount of liquor 1? That is 80 minus X. Is it clear? 80 minus X. jar 1, that is the liquor 1, perfect. So in jar 1, the liquor 2 is x, because x amount is coming from this plate to this plate. So what is the amount of liquor 2 in jar 1? That is x. Similarly, in case of 120, so I have taken this x amount, so this is the x amount, this is the x amount. So this x amount basically coming from jar 1, so this x is basically liquor 1, and this 120 minus x has to be liquor 2. So the liquor 1 is here, is x, and liquor 2 here is basically 120 minus x. Is it clear, all of you? Everyone? Is it clear? So in jar 1, the liquor 1 is 80 minus x, because x has been removed, and this x is replaced by liquor 2. So in jar 1, liquor 1 is 80 minus x, and liquor 2 is x. Similarly, in jar 2, how many liquor 1 is there in jar 2? X liters. So x is liquor 1. And what is the remaining? 120 minus x. This has to be liquor 2, 120 minus x. Clear? Now, if I have already told you this 2 has to be equal, this 2 what? It has to be equal, the ratio has to be equal. So I can write 80 minus x upon x is equal to x by 120 minus x. Yes or no? I can write this? Yes, now if you solve it, you'll get your answer. So this is basically 200x plus x square minus 200x plus x square plus 80 into 120 is equal to x square. So x square get cancelled out. So 200x is nothing but 9600. So what is x? X is 9600 by 200, which is nothing but 48. So hence your answer is 48. How x upon 120 minus x? So I'm explaining it again. So think about jar 2. In jar 2, what is the amount of liquor 1? In jar 2, the amount of liquor 1 is x, right? Because I have taken x amount of liquor 1 from jar 1 to jar 2. So the amount of liquor 1 is x. If amount of liquor 1 is x, then what is the remaining? 120 minus x. So if the remaining is 120 minus x, so what is the ratio? X upon 120 minus x. Y equal, please explain, please repeat. Y equal, Satyajit, I didn't get your question. So, Rashma, what is like your problem? Please explain your doubt. So I'm giving you 1 more minute just to say this thing. So why this thing is equal? You just need to understand average cost price is same. Average cost price only same. It is only possible when the ratio is same. Otherwise, it's not possible. Think about it. Like milk is 100 rupees liter and water is free. So if I'm mixing 3:2 and I'm mixing 4:1, do they be equal per liter? No, it's not possible. Because Tanish, that's what I've said. The ratio has to be same. I've said already. L1 by L2 has to be same. Then only it should have average cost price of each thing is same. Equal nahi hua. If the thing is not equal, then the average price cannot be same. Average price per liter. I'm not saying about a total price. Per liter price. If the per liter price is same, then the average price has to be same. So price per liter is same only when the proportion of milk and water per liter is same in both vessels. Yes, and that is the same thing I'm using it. So in this case, if L1 is to L2 is same, then only the price has to be same. This thing I cannot answer. Kumar Akash. Yes, price per liter is same for both jar. Yes, Fahan. That's right. I hope I have made you understood in a certain level. This is a very good question. It's one of the most difficult questions in that paper. This question was rated one of the most difficult questions in that paper. I didn't remember the paper exactly, but this is. Because that thing I actually, Nishit, that is what I have made you understood. Like why it is in numerator denominator. Please understand the process, not where I'm putting x. Please understand like why I'm putting x. Here it is in denominator because here L2 is x. Because from here I'm putting x here. That's why L1 is 80 minus x and L2 is x. And in this case, L1 is x amount. That's why I'm putting L1 above and L2 is 120 minus x. If the both different quantity has been removed, then this will be a quadratic equation question, which will be take 2 answers. So we will get this kind of question in mock. We have developed this kind of question, so don't worry about it. Then that will be a quadratic equation question, which you have 2 answers in that type of question. So let's go for like the shortcut, guys. Now the best part is what is the shortcut of this type of question? Shortcut of this type of question is very simple. It's like volume is 120 and 80, right? So your answer should have been 120 into 80 upon 120 plus 80. If same amount of these things are mixed and it is like going back, so this is your answer directly. So let's say this is x1, this is x2, this is x2. So what is your answer always in this type of question? x1, x2 upon x1 plus x2. Remember, this is basically like half of the harmonic mean. Half of the harmonic mean, that's it. That's it. x1, x2 upon x1 plus x2. That is the formula. That's a shortcut for this type of question. So what you need to do, if the same kind of question you have seen, it might again come. So what you do, like it is 80 is there, 120 is there, just multiply, then add, divide by addition. It coming from that method only, that method, what I have already done it. So because in that case, whatever, this is the harmonic mean. So it is basically half of the harmonic mean. You see in that particular method in the previous question, the x square basically gets cancelled out, guys. The x square basically gets cancelled out. So that's why this thing comes from this. The x square basically cancelled out. So as because the x square cancelled out, this shortcut automatically arrived. So let's think about it like this way. If you don't want to use shortcut, use the block method, that's fine. But those who want to use shortcut, let's say I'm giving another example. Let's say x1 is 20 and x2 is let's say something around 30, is 30, let's say. So what is your answer? 20 into 30 upon 20 plus 30. As simple as that. So 600 upon 50. So your answer is 12. In this case, the answer is 12. And actually, in the CAT question, the values are 20 and 30 only. Yes. So first method I'm using When we can use the shortcut, we can use the shortcut in this kind of question when there is two jars are there and you're removing the same amount and the final product price is same. Any question in this format, you can use the shortcut. Any question in this format. That's it. And it has been once asked in IFT also. So think about if you remember the shortcuts, like how faster it can be to solve a particular question. This formula we can use. I've told you, Anshika. I have used this formula. I can use this formula only when this kind of question, this thing is given. Like two jars are given, you are removing it. You are removing it from both sides and making it equal per liter case. This case may you can use this shortcut. Yeah, you can use. And the logic behind this, we have done it in like the broader method. If you see the broader method, the x square gets cancelled because x is common in both sides. So that's why, as because the x square is cancelled, it basically becoming the half of the average. Half of the average, bro. Half of the average. So that is the basic thing which we are coming. So the logic behind is that coming from the broader method. So that thing I'm just giving you, picking up only the calculation part. It's just the calculation shortcut, nothing about it. I have told you, it's not like this. I just use the calculation to use as a shortcut, not anything else. I just remove the calculation. Something you just need to remember. Trust me, in CAT, something you have to remember. In like geometry, in this kind of question, you want to get a 99.9 percentile, you have to remember certain results. This is not short, this is the result. I'm using this as a result. This is not exactly a shortcut, it's a result. So this result, if I remember, I can solve this question directly. And it comes from that question, the previous method. The method I've already given you. That's what I'm saying. This is not exactly like if it is I need to explain, it's too bigger explanation. Don't worry about it. Just think about it is like a shortcut. I just cancel the calculation for you. Yes, that's like the same questions only. So let's go for the next question, guys. I hope like we should move on to the next question. Yes. And Pranav, what I'm just like you guys are right exactly. So this is not that exact shortcut. This is I'm just removing the calculation. So if you see like whatever the calculation we have done, it is same exactly. And I hope ये question आ गया तो you can solve it in like there are so many questions I will teach you. जिसका there is no logic behind like exact same logic वो बहुत ही different ways में आता है. Otherwise you can nail it directly the questions. So I'll use a lot of this kind of like calculation enhancer. And please ask whatever kind of shortcut I'm using or like the calculation enhancer I'm using, please remember it because this will give you a lot more advantage. So this is not exactly a shortcut. I'm just using a reduction of calculation. That's it. Marriages are made in heaven. First to solve this type of question, the first thing you need to understand what is given. Like equal number is given. Males is given, females given, right? And also it is said 60% of those who said yes were males and 80% of those who said no were females. And equal number. So in the sample space, the number of male and female is basically equal. So think about it. Let's say X number of people said yes and Y number of people said no. This is yes, this is no. Perfect? So I'm just making it very simple, very simple. X number of people said yes, Y number of people said no, right? Now 60% of those who said yes are male. So what is a male? Male is 60 upon 100 into X, which is 3X upon 5. So if male is 3X upon 5, what is female? Female is 2X upon 5 because X minus 3X upon 5 is equal to 2X upon 5. Now similarly in case of Y, what is female? Female is basically 80% of Y is female, that is 80Y upon 100. So I can say 4Y upon 5 is female. So what is male? That is Y minus 4Y upon 5, so which is nothing but Y upon 5. So Y upon 5 is basically male. Now it is said that the total number of male is same as total number of female. So what is total number of male? That is 3X upon 5 plus Y upon 5, that is the total number of male. And what is the total number of female? That is 2X upon 5 plus 4Y upon 5. That is the total number of female. This is the total number of female. This is the total number of male. So I'm adding this and this together, and I'm adding this and this together. So if these two things are equal, if these two things are, you can take it as 100 as well. That's fine. That's no problem. So if you take these two things are equal, so I can write from here that is X upon 5 is equal to 3Y upon 5. Am I clear? Because 2X by 5 comes here and Y goes there. So X upon 5 is 3Y upon 5. So I can write X is equal to 3Y. So that is the first thing we have got, X equals to 3Y. Now the question is what percentage of the females polled said yes? So what percent of the female polled said yes? So what percent is said yes? That is 2X, right? So total said yes is 2X and total number of 2X upon 5 and total number of people like female is 2X upon 5 plus 3Y, plus 4Y upon 5, that is 4. So total number of, this is like the female said yes, this is the total number of female, right? Just make it as simple as possible. That is total number of female who said yes, that is 2X upon 5, and total number of female is 2X upon 5 plus 4Y upon 5. Clear? Now replace X with Y. So what is X equals to 3Y? So I can write X is 3Y, so it is 2 into 3Y upon 5 divided by 2 into 3Y upon 5 plus 4Y upon 5 into 100. Clear? So I can say that is 6Y upon 6Y plus 4Y into 100. So the answer is basically, the answer over here is basically, what is the answer? That is 60% of females said yes. 60% of females said yes. Am I clear? So that's why I'm not taking 100 and 100. Why I have not taken 100 and 100? Because I know the male and the female has to be equal. And the easiest way to do this thing, like you just take male and just equate with them, and you'll get a direct answer from this. So the answer is 60%. I hope all of you have understood. So I've written all the steps here. I've written every step. Please understand like what I have done exactly. So this question, if you start doing with 100, there's a higher chance you will get incorrect. And all of you guys, congratulations if you have done it correctly. So this is a very good question. So if you started with 100 and 100, the problem is 60% of those who said yes. So you have no idea. So you have to again take an x plus y is 200. Do you understand me? X, ye kaise aaya? Venkata, it has come from this one. Like total number of male is same as total number of female. So this is equal number of males and females. So males is this plus this, female is this plus this. So these are basically equal. From this we have come. So if these are equal, so that's the second step. X by 5 equal to 3y upon 5. So x equals to 3y. Shutej, what I have done, I just make it very simple. I have taken x said yes, y said no. Out of x, 3x upon 5 is male, 2x upon 5 is female. Out of y, y upon 5 is male, 4y upon 5 is female. From this, what I can get, the total number of male, that is 3x upon 5 plus y upon 5. For this, the total number of female is 2x upon 5 plus 4y upon 5. And it is said they are equal. So I just equate it. From this, I get x equals to 3y. Now what I need to find, what percentage of the females polled said yes. So what is said yes? 2x upon 5 said yes. And what is the total number of female? 2x upon 5 plus 4y upon 5. Now I use x equals to 3y. That's it. By this side, we have write 2x by 5 plus 4y by 5. Because 2x by 5 plus 4y by 5 is basically the total number of female. Bro, that is the number of female said yes. That is the number of female said no. That's the total number of female. 60% of females said yes. You can say 100%, 100 males, but then there's the next problem which will arise. You need to find x is the number of people who said yes, and y is the number of people who said no, or like 200 minus x. So in that way also you need to use some x and y. So you have to use certain kind of like base things to solve this type of question, certain base. And the base is like you have to take this x and y. This type of questions we are not using shortcut, because if you are using shortcut, that is also another method. There is no other shortcut. What I'm doing, female by total female. That's it. Is it fine? Is it fine, guys? Is it fine? I hope all of you have understood this. So this is the method. If you change it in another method also, this is also where you have to use another variable. So you have to use variable. There might be some easier method, because I cannot see any easier method in this question around. 60% of those who said yes is male. That is fine. There is two different contexts. They said 60% of those who said yes is male. Now I'm saying 60% of female said yes. This is two different contexts. Do you understand me? 60% of the person who said yes is male is a different statement, and 60% of female said yes is a different statement. It's a two different statement. And both statements can be correct simultaneously. That's fine. That's fine. The starting part, Kanika, I'll just give you one simple here. The starting part I've taken, the total number of people said yes is x. The total number of people said no is y. So out of x, 3x upon 5 is male, 2x upon 5 is female. Again, y upon 5 is male, 4y upon 5 is female. And it is given like total male is equal to total female. So I have used total male is 3x upon 5 plus y upon 5. Total male is this. Total female is 2x upon 5 plus 4y upon 5. I equate it, then I get x equals to 3y. Now what I need to find? Female said yes upon total female. So female said yes is this one, 2x upon 5. And total female is 2x upon 5 plus 4y upon 5. So that is the same thing I have done. And 100 लेकर से बहुत complicated होगा भाई. Please understand. You should not take this question by 100. Then you have to take 200 minus x. This is the easiest way to solve this type of question. So please understand it. It's 60% for male, yes, I hope it's clear. And if it's like you are facing difficulty, like go through it once again, clearly, take a screenshot, and then you can go it again, I guess. So let's go for the next question. It's 100 x 100, that's okay. I didn't remember, yes. It's not PY. Also, let's think about it. So this is Khichdi 1, K1. In Khichdi 1, the rice and pulse is the ratio of 3:5, right? So in Khichdi 1, the rice is to pulse, kitna hai? 3:5, right? So rice is to pulse is 3:5. Okay? And we don't have 40% of pulse, right? So I can say, if rice is to pulse is this one, 3:5. So what is the amount of rice here? The proportion of rice is 3 by 3 plus 5, which is 8, 3 upon 8. That is the proportion of rice. Clear? Please understand every step clearly, please. Second one is Khichdi 2. In Khichdi 2, rice is to pulse is basically 9:4. So what is the amount of rice? That is 9 upon 9 plus 4, which is 9 upon 13. So I'm making every step very visible and very clear. Those who are not like paying attention, please pay attention, because we can solve this question in one line also. This is all these things I'm doing just for you, just to make you understand. Clear? Now, in like the mixture of Khichdi 1 and Khichdi 2, in the mixture Khichdi 1 and Khichdi 2, the percentage of what it is, the percentage of rice, pulse is given 40%. So what is rice? Rice is 60%, right? So if pulse is 40%, rice is 60%, so what is the proportion of rice? The proportion of rice is 60 upon 100, which is 3 upon 5. I hope I have made you clear. So 3 upon 5. So khichdi 1. So I'm just taking the rice, right? So in khichdi 1, mein kitna tha? The proportion is 3 upon 8. Perfect. In khichdi 2, the proportion is 9 upon 13. And in the average, in the mixture, the proportion is of rice is 3 upon 5. Clear? Is it clear till this? All of you guys, is it clear till this? So in the first khichdi, the proportion is, in the first khichdi, the proportion is 3 upon 8. In the second khichdi, the proportion is 9 upon 13, right? And in the mixture, the proportion of rice is 60%. So if the 60% is rice, it is basically 3 upon 5. So this is khichdi 1, this is khichdi 2, and this is the average one, right? Now just use the general mixed irrigation method. So 9 upon 13 minus 3 upon 5. So what I do? 9 upon 13 minus 3 upon 5. And which is basically 9 upon 13, 13 5 is 65. So if it is 65, so this is 9 5 is 45 minus 39. Assuming my calculations are correct. So this is nothing but 6 upon 65. And similarly, in this case, that is 3 upon 5 minus 3 upon 8. So which is basically 24 minus 15 upon 40. Minus 15 upon 40. So this is nothing but 9 upon 40. Again, assuming my calculations are correct. Now, if I find the ratio, of this two quantity, that is 6 upon 65, is to 9 upon 40. So what I need to do, I just need to first cross multiply. So that is 6 into 40 is to 9 into 65. Now just clear it out. So the first thing you have to do, that is just clear this thing. That is 6, that is 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 5 8s are 40, 5 13s are 65. So it is nothing but 16 is to 39. Am I clear? So the ratio of khichdi 1 and khichdi 2 is 16 is to 39. Is it clear, everyone? Now, if the 16 is this quantity is 39. For 1, this quantity is 39 upon 16. And for 480, I guess, for 480 ml, this quantity is 39 upon 16 into 480, which is same as 1170. Am I clear, all of you? Is it fine, guys? Hey, use of 48 ml, hey, bhai. If you're not using 480 ml, how can you get 1170? This is the shortcut, bro. This is the shortcut. Everyone, is it clear? Is it clear, guys? All of you guys, is it clear? Is it perfect? Is it fair? Who is hacker? Explain the starting part. So the starting part, what I did, I taken khichdi 1. The ratio is rice is to pulse is 3 is to 5. So what is the proportion of rice? 3 upon 3 plus 5, which is 3 upon 8. In the second part, that is K2. In this case, rice is to pulse is 9 is to 4. So what is the proportion of rice? 9 by total, that is 9 by 13. So in K1 and K2, while I'm mixing it, the pulse is 40%. So remaining is 60% rice. So if rice is 60%, what is the proportion of rice? 60 upon 100 is 3 by 5. So I get 3 quantity. Now I just do the ratio. That's it. Why cross multiply? Cross multiply is an easier way. If you have the fraction, cross multiply and do the find the ratio. That is a concept of ratio, bro. It's not a concept of average mixed irrigation. Ending is basically you understood this thing, 6 by 65 is 9 by 40. So I just multiply. This denominator has to be multiplied with this numerator has to be multiplied with this. If it is a ratio in this way, you can do the cross multiplication. That is acceptable in ratio. Now if you do this, then you'll get, after cancelling out, it will become 16 to 39. Is it clear? Now if it is 16 to 39, so in case of 16 to 39, so if it is 1, it has to be 39 by 16. If it is 480, unitary method. If the rice, if khichdi 1 is 16 part, khichdi 2 is 39 part. If khichdi 1 is 1 part, khichdi 2 is 39 upon 16 part. If khichdi 1 is 480 part, then the answer is 39 upon 16 into 480. Am I clear? So either you use this or you use like fraction methods, anything is fine. I hope I have made all of you guys understood, and yes, even I am also very hungry, but don't worry, I'll have another 30 minutes of you guys, then we will have khichdi, like I guess, all of you together, all of us. Because 16 is this part, so its numerator has to be multiplied, not ulta. Next question. That's in 30 seconds we start solving. Yes, like answer might be D, you guys are correct. So let's discuss this question. Now think about it this way. First, there are certain things I'll tell you, and you have to understand this also. It's not only about solving a question, it's also about like understanding the question majorly. So think about this case, let's say like 56 liters of solution is there. If I removed 40 liters, is there any change in the ratio of milk to water? The answer is no. So I have 56 liters of solution. I removed 14 liters of solution. Is there any change in this milk is to water ratio? No. So if you're removing something out of a total solution, there is no change in solution, no change in the ratio of the two product of that solution. Do you understand this? This is the first thing you have to understand. So removing doesn't alter anything in ratio. But if you remove and replace, that might alter. But removing won't alter anything. That's the first thing. So removing won't alter anything. That means, So if 56 was there and 14 is left, so 14 I have removed. So total initially it was 56 liters of mixture, and the ratio is 3:4. 14 liters of the mixture is taken out. So 56 was there, 14 removed. Now it is 42 liters. Am I clear? In this 42 liters, what is the amount of milk and what is the amount of water? The ratio is basically milk is to water is 3:4. So the amount of milk is 42 into the proportion of milk, that is 3 upon 3 plus 4, which is 7 6 are 42, that is 18. And what is water? That is 42 minus 18, which is I guess 24. So 24 liter to 18 is the milk, 24 is water, 3:4, right? Now what has been done is basically now 6 liters water added. Kitna water added was 6 liters. So what's the total amount of water? 30 liters. Now the question is percentage of the milk in the final solution or the mixture. So what is the amount of milk? 18. What's the total amount of solution? That is 18 plus 30 is the total amount of solution. That is 18 plus 30. And what is it in percentage? Into 100. So your answer is 1/3 into 100, which is, sorry, 1/3 is not, 18 upon 48. I'm sorry. This is 18 upon 48 into 100. Now what is 18 upon 48? So like 6 removed, that is 3, that is 8. So it is 3 upon 8 into 100, which is nothing but, what is 1 upon 8? 12.5%. So 3 upon 8 is into 3, that is 37.5%. Hence this is your answer. Am I clear, all of you? This is just simple question. It's not a difficult question. Just go with the basic method and you can solve this question. So the understanding of this question is basically, whenever you're removing something, there is no change in solution. I hope all of these things are clear with you guys. I hope everyone, is it clear? 37.5%, you guys are absolutely correct. Perfect. Is it fine, all of you guys? Clear, 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 right? So next is, like, we will solve the next question. I hope I just made it perfectly, easily solvable and understandable. Why 18 upon 48? Because 18 is the amount of milk. I need to find percentage of milk. So 18 is the amount of milk, and 18 is the milk, and 30 is the water. So the total is 18 plus 30. That's it. Next. Replacement. Cool. So what is the answer for this question? Guys, you have 1 minute. We'll start discussing from 8:29 or 8:29, yes. Shall we discuss this question, all of you guys? Shall we? Now think about it in some different way, like, right? Think about in a case where it is 5:4 and 2:1 is there, right? So think about it like in the first milk solution, milk is to water is how much? 5:4, and in the second case it is 2:1. So what can I say? In both cases, the amount of milk is more than water, and I have told you if the amount of milk is in both cases is more. Now the average cannot be 1:1. The average cannot be 1:1. Why? Because I already told you average should be in between what? The higher value, highest value, and the least value. If you think about this, in this case, what is the amount of milk? That is 5 upon 9, which is same as 55.55%. That is the amount of milk. And in this case, that is 2 upon 3, which is something around 66.67%. So if you mix these two things, the average should be between 55 and 66, but it cannot be 1:1, which is 50%. That's why the answer is option E. Am I clear? So in this case, the milk proportion is 55.55%. In this case, the milk is 66.67%. So the average of these two things has to be between 55.55 and 66.67. It cannot be 50% because whenever it is 1:1, it has to be 50%. So your average is always between the highest value and the least value. It cannot go beyond least or the highest. So yes, so the answer is option E, not possible. Those who have done it correctly, congratulations to you folks. And I hope the rest of you people, if you are not have done it correctly, you have plenty of time to make these things correct. So just keep solving, keep practicing, and I hope you guys will be in the same level very soon. Trust me on this. So C is not the answer. The answer is not possible, Aryan, which I have already explained why the answer is not percentage. Yes, so the average has to be more and less in between the highest and the least. So this is what I do generally. Divanshu, if I cannot solve questions and I have seen like there is just my mic. Am I clear? So I'm giving you another one more explanation for this. Like let's say the milk is here, the milk quantity is more, the milk quantity is more in both cases. So it is not possible if I'm mixing these two things. The answer it has to be the mixed quality is more. The milk quality is more. So that is the case. Similarly, it is not should be right. Wait, there is like 5 upon 9 is 55.55%, 2 upon 3 is 66.67%. So the milk portion is basically between 55.55 and 66.67. So it has to be in between. If you're mixing these two things, it cannot be less than 55, right? That's why 50% is not possible. 2 more cannot give you a less thing. Remember this thing. Sounding alright? Is it fine now? Guys, am I audible? Again, the same question. Am I audible? Am I audible? So I hope I have made you understood, guys. So this is clear, I guess. This is the one question. If the answer is not possible, why should you solve this question? Audio is fine? Yes. Perfect. So let's go for the next one. question has answer what to do. Then it is also the answer. The question is not clear. Yes, I am absolutely correct. So we will do this question in the next class. I'll ask them to change this question. This question is not exactly clear. Yes, this question is not clear. That's what I was also reading. The same, there's some missing, I guess. Something is missing in this question. So we'll do this question, we'll change this question and we'll do it next. Do this. Now I'm adding like profit and loss with mixture allegation. Question is not clear. Yes, you guys are correct. Now let's go for the next question. So the second, that question I'll change it and we'll do it in the next class, don't worry. So solve this one. This is a profit loss and mixed allegation next question. A man sold a TV set and a washing machine for a total of 1.56 lakhs, 156,000 and made an overall gain of 30% on selling both. If the profit on selling the television set is 50% and loss on washing machine is 10% respectively, find the cost price of the washing machine. All of you guys, what is the, और कितना questions है? We will do like 1-2 more questions at max, like 1 or 2. Then we'll finish the class, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Now how to solve this type of question? The first thing what you need to do to this in this kind of question, first you need to find the cost price, right? So the selling price is given what? The selling price is 1,56,000. 1,56,000 is the selling price. Now if the profit is 30%, so 30% is basically something as 3 upon 10. So 3 upon 10 is the profit on cost price. So in the selling price, it has to be numerator upon denominator plus numerator, which is 3 upon 13. So 3 upon 13 into 1,56,000 is basically the profit, which is 36,000 is the profit. So profit is 36,000, selling price is this. So what is cost price? That is selling price minus profit, which is 1,56,000 minus 36,000, which is 1,20,000. Any step you have having any difficulty, we will discuss it again. Don't worry. So 1,20,000 is the profit. So now I have said one thing, like his overall profit is 30%. In one case, he has made a profit of 50%. In one case, he made a loss of 10%, right? So the loss of 10% is minus 10. And in case of washing machine, in case of TV, he made a profit of 50%. So this is basically 50 minus 30 is 20. And 30 minus of minus 10. 30 minus of minus 10 is basically 40. Because 30 minus minus 10 is 40. So what is the ratio? The ratio is 2:1, right? So what is the price of this is the washing machine. So what is the price of washing machine? The price of washing machine is basically 1.2 lakhs into 1 by 2 plus 1, so which is 0.4 lakhs, which is that means also 40,000. Am I clear? All of you guys, is it fine? Is it fair? Is it there any problem? Just then after finding the cost, and this is I use the base change method. So just change the base 3 by 13, yes. Because if it is 30% is on cost price, in selling price it has to be numerator upon denominator plus numerator. So 3 upon, that is 3 upon 10 plus 3. So I'm using the shortcut, that is the shortcut basically. So when I have making it in terms of, let's say, selling price, so then the base is increasing. Base is increasing, so that is 3 upon 10 plus 3, so that is the shortcut of base change. This is in percentage. Like how we change bases from cost price to selling price. This is the shortcut of doing this. I hope this is, so let's go for the next question and the last question, right? Last part is like, it is 2:1, you understood? Because 50% and minus 10%, so 50 minus 30 is 20, 40 minus of minus 10, 30 minus minus 10 is 40. The ratio is 2:1, and the total price is what? 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 1.2 lakhs. I have to divide it into ratio 2:1, and this one part is washing machine. So this is 1 upon 2, 1 by 2 plus 1, so 1 upon 3. That is why minus 10. That's because minus 10 is the loss. Okay. 30% we have not done because it is basically based on cost price, and cost price is not given. That's why we have made it 30 minus of minus 10, because this is minus 10, no? So think about it, like just ignore this one, ignore this one. So 30 minus of minus 10, na? So I know like average minus the cheaper price. So average minus of minus cheaper is this. Am I clear? Why 30 minus of minus 10? Because minus 10 is this, so 30. So this, I think I have to subtract this from this. So 30 minus of minus 10 hoga na? That's right, it's like the allegation formula, that's it. And 3 by 13 is basically by using base change, because 30% profit क्या होता है? It's 3 by 10, that is on cost price. On selling price क्या हो जाता है? 3 upon 10 plus 3. This is the method of like changing base. This is the percentage thing, not in an average mixed allegation thing. Or if you don't understand this shortcut, just do like this. Let's say the cost price plus 30 upon 100 into cost price is equal to 1,56,000, and find what is cost price. That is also you can solve. That's fine. Cheaper minus 10 because 10% loss. 10% loss is minus 10. Loss is minus. Loss is negative percentage, guys. Clear? Yes, this is like the ratio. We can find the ratio by this thing. So if there are two things and they have like a common overall profit, so we can use the ratio mixed allegation. Yes, Rashma. Yes. Because there are two things and I have an overall profit. Overall profit if it is given and these two things are there, so we can use the method of mixed allegation because the overall is basically the average of it. So let's go for the last question of the day. This is the last question. Cheaper to minus 10 because it is 10% loss. that is 10% loss. And DRR mein I have taken plus 40 was plus 50 or 40 was there, something like that. Plus 50 was there because 50% is the plus, that is profit. So minus 10 just to include it is loss. Loss, that's why minus 10. Yes, you can do it with equation as well. That's fine. That's fine. That's perfect. Cheaper by minus 10 because it's that's Rashma Mushfa, that is I'm saying. If there are two things are there, so like this is basically a profit loss concept. If two things are there and you have made an overall profit and overall loss, so this overall profit loss is basically based on the ratio of your price. It's basically the same. It's basically the same. Do you understand this? It's basically the same. This is an overall. So whenever we are doing, like I have two products and I have got an overall profit. So overall profit is basically the average, and this is the weighted average. And this weighted average is dependent on what? Independent on the ratio of their cost. So in that case, X1, X2 is basically the profit and loss, and the frequency is basically the price, like the cost price, the ratio of the cost price. Am I clear, Rashma? So this is the last question. So we just solved this question. Everyone just check this one while I'm solving. So this is 20% is made, that is profit, and it is selling it in rupees 30. The price of the dearer variety is rupees 30, and the made profit of 20%. So if 20% profit is made, what is the cost price? So he's selling it at 30. So the cost price is nothing but, so now 20% is the profit. So 20% is basically 1 upon 5. So when 30 is the selling price, 30 is selling price, so the profit has to be into 1 by 5 plus 1. Why 5 plus 1? Because I'm taking it on selling price. So what is your profit? The profit is 5. So SP is 30, profit is 5. So what is your CP? That is 25. So 25 is the CP of the overall thing. So for the overall thing, 25 is the CP. So I can write 25 is the average CP. And for the dearer variety, the CP is 30. And A and B in the ratio is, let's say, 3:5, right? So the dearer variety, so like the two varieties rice and A and B mixed in the ratio of 5:5 by weight by selling the mixture of the price of dearer variety A. So A is basically the dearer variety. A is basically the dearer variety. So what is the ratio of A? That is 3. What is the ratio of the cheaper one? That is 5. The cheaper one is basically 5. So 30 minus 25 is how much? 5. So if it is 5, it has to be 3. So this is 25 minus 3, then this has to be 22. It's as simple as this. Am I clear? All of you guys. Is it fine? Is it fair? This is the last question, what we are going to do. Am I clear? So what I did, first I find the cost price. The cost price of the average I got 25, and the dearer cost price is 30, and the ratio is 5:3 given. So 30 minus 25 is 5. So if it is 5, it has to be 3. So 25 minus 3 is 22. So your answer is 22. Anshika, where you want me to explain, in which step, if you please let me know. So guys who have already done, you can also leave this chat. You are okay to leave, that's fine. Those who have any doubt, you can also ask me doubts as well. That's fine, anything. Why 3? Because the ratio is 5:3, no? And 30 minus 25 is already given you 5. So if this is 5, this has to be 3. And this is 5:3 is also there in the ratio. So if it is 3, then 25 minus 3 is 22. So I'm repeating it again. So do you understand this is 25, right? So 30 minus, so this is like the dearer one. This is, I need to find the cheaper one. So that's why I don't need to know this. This is the cheaper one. And this ratio is given. So what's the first step I do? That is 30 minus 25 is 5. And automatically this 5 is written here. So if it is 5 already, it has to be 3. Now if it is 3, this portion has to be 25 minus 3, which is 22. Why 25? 25 coming from here, bro. The CP is 25. Let's say the cost price plus 20 by 100 of cost price is equal to 30, where 30 is the selling price. So if you solve, that is CP plus CP upon 5 is equal to 30. So from solving this, you get CP equals to 25. So this is the method, and this is a shortcut of solving these things. Yes, yes. Think about it. Whenever we are having, think about the weighted average. The number of panes are given, the price is given. So we are comparing price with the number of panes. Think about, like, we are mixing two types of rice. One is 2 kg, one is 4 kg. One is 100 rupees, one is 200 rupees. So we are mixing different quantity. It is always price and quantity. Then I can use the concept of mixed allegation. It's price and quantity. This is the CP part, guys. CP, 20% of profit. The selling price is 30. You'll get the CP is basically 25. And this is the shortcut. I don't know why a lot of people are not understanding this shortcut. So if you just need to convert things like this way, I'm giving you one example also. Like, just say this, like, let's say if the profit on cost price is given, let's say the profit on cost price is given, which is, let's say, 1 upon 5. This is the profit on cost price. So in selling price, it has to be 1 upon 5 plus 1. Let's say, do you understand cost price? So this is the method is known as numerator upon denominator plus numerator. This is known as base change method. So if 20% profit is here, 1 upon 5. So in selling price, the profit will be 1 upon 5 plus 1. Why 25 becomes average? Because 25 is the average cost price when I'm selling these two things. And you can divide 30 by 1.2. That is the same way I have done in this way. So this is like how this thing. So this is the traditional method, and this is the shortcut. Like 1 upon 5 in cost price is same as 1 upon 6 in selling price. Yes. And 25 becomes average. Shubhrojit, the answer for 25 becomes average because 25 is the price. 25 is the price, which is basically the cost price when I'm mixing this A and B. So when I'm mixing this A and B, my average price becomes 25. So that's why 25 is the average price, because there are two things, and mixing it, the price becomes 25. One is 30 and one is another thing which I need to find. I hope you understand, Shubhro. Next is Pratibha, clear, perfect. Tulika, why you have interchange ratio 3:5? Because this is variety B is like given. The price of the dearer variety is A. and two varieties of rice A and B is mixed with 3:5. So A is 3. No, I have not changed it. So A is already 3. So this is also dearer is A, na? Because dearer variety is A. So A is basically 3. So that's why I written 3. I have not interchanged it. Is it fine? I hope you guys have understood. एक बार dearer and cheaper terminology बता दो. Okay, Tanish, dearer is basically which is like much more costlier. That is a dearer. Cheaper, which is cheap, which is less costly. That is cheaper. And in between, it is average. Okay, then guys. So, any question if you have, you can. 5:3 is equal to 10:3, right? Then how will we know? Exactly. So if it is like 5, so already if I have it 5, that's why I have taken it 3. Let's say if the ratio is something else. If the ratio is something like, let's say the ratio is, let's say how much it is. It's let's say 10:7. Now if the difference is 5, so I have also make it 14 then. Do you understand? Like I need to change it accordingly. So like if the difference is 5, and if already it is 10:7 is the ratio, then in this case I have done, that is 5 is there, so 5 into 7 upon 10. That would have been the second case. So I need to divide and make it like this way. Yes. I hope all of you are understanding this. 30 as SP, not CP, because it is given na selling price. Why ये लिखा है? The selling the mixture at the price of the dearer variety, which is 30. I hope all of you have understood things. Any doubt you have, you can also ask me. Bye also, guys. Yes, we will be also signing it off. So if you have any question, anything like regarding the class, regarding anything, how to cover backlog, please do not cover backlogs. Only do like the percentage, ratio, profit loss, SICI, and all these things. These things you please do. Go through the videos. And also one thing, I just make one announcement. I'm also creating one arithmetic playlist in YouTube. So there you can go through like the speed maths video. We have already uploaded around 8-9 videos. We have already uploaded ratio 1 video. So we'll make the entire playlist in YouTube as well. So you guys please can check with YouTube, like go to the iconte.in YouTube channel, and there also you can see all the concepts, especially speed maths and especially arithmetic. So arithmetic also we have started doing with ratio. So anyone has any problem, you start doing the ratio 1. We will also upload ratio 2 the next day. So we will also finish this thing also. So please go with that thing also. That is also I'm doing for you guys. So that will be a much more help for you guys also. And I hope all of you have understood these things, everyone, everything. And thank you so much. I hope you love this session. And I hope I made it clear to most of you guys, I guess. Yes. So next class we will do the remaining ones and like there's some other questions. That's about it. So thank you very much. If you have backlog, then just do the arithmetic one. That's it. Yes, it's like you can always, like we have started, like we will have like 30 minutes classes for each. And please go through the like the Vedic maths, like the shortcut speed maths also.